Season 6, Round 8 here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I'm your lead commentator today, Dean, joined by Adam.
Hello guys, welcome to the 8th race of this exciting season so far. We've got BAKU City Circuit, one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, I think anyway. I don't know about you, Dean, but I think it's one of them circuits that can throw up a lot of unexpected certainties in certain circumstances in the races.
That's exactly right. It's a interesting Grand Prix to say the least. It's multiple different straights, multiple corners. Would you like to give us a bit of a rundown on the track, Adam?
Well, you know, it's a track it consists of 20 corners, 8 right, 12 left. We're at an anti-clockwise duration of the circuit. It's a track length of 3.73 miles. So I think that, you know, with the right setup, the right car, the right driver, I think this could be a really interesting race. Pole position start from the right, obviously, with the best rubber on the track. Obviously, that's where we go to into turn 1. Gear changes per lap, 110, depending on if you're using automatic or manual gears.
Exciting race to come ahead. Today I think we're missing our championship leader. I'm not sure. That would be... Let me see who that would be. The championship leader, where are we here? Oh god. See if I can find this. Can't find it. Can't find it. Results. Hold on. Kazakhs, I don't think he's joining us today, but guys, make sure you comment anything you want, whatever you like. You can say whatever you want in the live chat. I'll say what yous are saying, and me and Adam can review what yous are saying. Go on ahead, Adam.
No, I was just going back to the braking zones in the circuit. Each driver will obviously be looking at a 4G average. You know, fuel consumption is high on this track. A maximum lateral G-force at 3.8 G, maximum speed at 330 kilometers per hour. Obviously, traffic evolution is high in P1, and DRS zones in sector 2 and 3. So it'll be interesting to see who's got the straight line speed in sector 2 and 3. Obviously, with the DRS, that's where you need to benefit in them zones. Obviously, to make it into turn 4 and 5, you know, you need to be at a decent angle anyway, because you can't be fighting with too many drivers going into them corners. The corners are tight. There's a lot of dangers in this track. There's no run-off areas at all. It's all walled off. You know, chance of using the wheels very, very high on this track.
Much wider than Monaco, but you could say it's Monaco at a much faster pace.
Oh, definitely so. Definitely so. Monaco is one of them tracks that is on the calendar because obviously of its prestige. You know, it's a historic track. It's been around in Formula 1 since, I don't know, before time began. I think before even Formula 1 began, it's been there anyway. It's one of them tracks that the drivers want to win at. But Azerbaijan again is another track that you'd like to think is a Monaco-esque track. It's a street circuit, of course. You know, when Formula 1 retires and they all go away, the citizens of Azerbaijan, they go about their daily business on these roads, which is the track now. The rumble strips stay there. They're there throughout the season, which will be quite interesting as a citizen of Azerbaijan. I think it'd be quite funny to be driving around in your own car, and then you've got a few rumble strips that you could hit maybe and pretending like you're Lewis Hamilton, I suppose. Taking
your Vauxhall course around the apexes of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, maybe your Vauxhall course, you'd ask the, you know, your little Renault 5s, thinking that you were something that you weren't. You know, hopefully they've got insurance and wearing seatbelts. Because looking at this track, it's not somewhere that, you know, you'd like to crash at. You know, everywhere it's just cities, walls, buildings. Basically, it looks like a really tourist type of city, to be honest with you, from the scenery that you can see from the camera footage of the helicopter and the cars that are going around the track.
Certainly Azerbaijan being a former Soviet republic, now independent of the Soviet Union, dissolved as it is. There's multiple drivers out in the track as we speak. All drivers so far seem to be on the soft tyre, if I'm correct. I would be correct. The driver I'm looking to focus on during qualifying here is Vapor King. He is not too far behind current F1 leader Kazakhs, and if Vapor King has a good result here, he picks up a decent amount of points, he can easily take himself up to the top and beyond past Kazakhs, who is missing today. That's something I really want to keep our eyes on.
I think go back to the standings there. I think if you want to win the league, you want to win the championship, you need to turn up to every race, and I think that's where Alan Prost, he benefited. He was the mathematician of Formula One. He knew where he needed to finish in order to stay in first place, and I think Vapor King knows that as long as he puts in a good race today, he will go high in the standings. He should overtake Kazakhs.
Certainly. In the chat here, Joseph Smith has said Jibuk, aka Big Coke, will win. That's Jibuk 2014. That's who Joseph's saying is going to win. I don't know. This is our first time commentating here in Rising Phoenix, so we need to get the gist of who the drivers are and what they can do. So far, Vapor Shea has set purple in Sector 1 as he's entering Sector 2 now into the castle. Difficult corner. We've seen many people crash in the real Formula 1, including Charles Leclerc, who's a bit of an idiot, but that's to be judged upon.
No, I think Charles just lets himself go a little bit. I think he tries to live up to the shadow of Michael Schumacher. He's in a very obviously prestigious team in Formula One. It's without Ferrari, some people say there would be no Formula One. I beg to differ. I think without Mercedes there'd be no Formula One, but I'm with the Mercedes camp, some might be with the Ferrari's camp. But, well, like I said, all drivers now on track need to see what other drivers do, see what the professionals do, see what it goes at in the race, and know what they can do in this race and know what they can't do.
Well, so far we have Jibuk 2014 with the fastest lap of qualifying. It's a 1:38.8 from the Red Bull man, with Vapor Shea 2/10 behind. Other people are setting their laps. Oh,
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. We just got TRT James there. He's just come out that outlap, come out the pit, and he's just literally bottomed it into turn 1, smacking the wall with his back tyre. I'm actually surprised that he's only just lost a tiny bit of his front right wing. He's obviously surely going to have to abandon this lap now and go back in, change them tyres. Oh, and now he's hit the wall again.
Yeah, that's interesting. There's going to be debris on the track there.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of debris into turn 1 and turn 3. I think some could be possible punches there. But like I said, he's going to have to abandon this lap now. He's going to have to come back in, get that wing changed, get them tyres changed. Look at the time. He's still got 12 minutes. He's still got plenty of time to get through. But this castle section is quite a tissy section. I'm sorry to interrupt.
He's lost it there, it appears to me. Yeah, in the castle.
He's come to the castle. Red Dragon's out as well. I don't know what happened to Red Dragon.
Yeah, I never seen Red Dragon going out. I'm riding on board here with Flex Marcel to see if we can see anything of James in the wall here. The castle section might have already been cleared up, but that's already someone out of the race. Oh, there's nothing there now.
No debris, no cars. Yeah, just as I was riding on board with TRT James there, he had no front wing. It was minimal damage. He could have got round the track. He just didn't need to push that hard. He had plenty of time to come round. I think as he went into the castle there, he just made a little bit of an error onto the left-hand turn. As he's entered the castle, clipped the wall, sent him onto the right, and it just took him out basically.
Well, I'm on board here now with Marcel as he's coming down the straight towards the line. See if he can set anything that will contend Jibuk's time so far. Let's have a look. As he crosses the line, it's second for the other Red Bull currently as it stands. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Rob 28 has just set a 1:38.554. which is brilliant time.
Certainly could be improved upon by the other drivers, but provisional pole so far for Rob 28.
Well, the only car out on track now for a fast lap is 60, as he enters into turn 2 now.
Let's have a wee ride on with him for the rest of this lap.
Simple going into turn 3. Oh,
it's a bit deep there. This next corner is very difficult, very difficult to get right. You want the right amount of curb. Nice rotation there. Oh, he's bumping a little bit, but not too bad.
This is the corner I found drivers cut a lot. They tend to take a lot of the right hand curbs here, as
he did there, yeah.
Gives them a better angle into turn 4, 5, 6 and 7.
Oh,
and he's
I've caught that on live. Trixie has hit the wall.
We've got yellow flags now in front there. About 28 as he pulls over to the left. Be gently like. Oh, and we've got some more damage now. A lot of debris on the track at the moment. There's not too many drivers out on track now. We've got Gorilla 4, he's on his out lap. We've also got Jibuk 2014, he's now currently in second, he's on his out lap as well.
I think Tomo here might be on a lap, I'm not sure. She's coming into, that's the castle section indeed. Nice rotation there in the car. Very nice. This here, it's more straight for F1 cars, but in real life it's certainly a turn to say the least. Brake hard downhill now, a massive apex, he misses it, which is not the worst thing to do there. Hits the outside curb. Not too bad there, he did miss the apex there. Belting it now down the straight towards the DRS zone. This is one of the longest straights in F1. Top speeds are achieved on this straight now, this Ferrari car. Underneath Rolex boards, past buildings, underneath lampposts, past the pits, towards the line. It's going to be a 140.2 there. That's not the best from Tomo. I'm sure he's upset with himself there. He would want to improve a little bit more and get higher up the grid.
He's improved a lot more, but just going back now, we've got second place, 2014. He's now on a fast lap as he goes into turn 1. He runs that curve a little bit wide there. Going into turn 2 now, needs to kiss this apex. There's a little bit of rotation on the front right tyre as he goes now into turn 3, this long straight now, which should be beneficial in the race. So you get a lot of stiff scenes down this corner. Catches that apex nicely now. Going into turn 4. Very nice, slowly just catches the wall a little bit as he overtakes a slow moving car. Going into turn 5 and 6. Nicely done. A little bit of oversteer.
That's a purple sector one there.
Yeah, nearly touches the wall. Takes a lot of the curve going into turn 7. Going through the castle section now. 8, 9, 10, 11. Takes that very nicely. Through 12. Takes a bit of the curve as he's got this long run now down into turn 13 and 14. Takes a little bit of the wall there, not what I would like to see from a driver. Oh, runs a little bit deep, has to slam on the brakes there so he doesn't catch the wall. Going into the final part of the course now, through the chicane, with the fast line through here. You can't have any understeer or oversteer through here, you do get over, you've lost your wheel. Onto the pit straight now. Has he done enough to get through or to get up to P1? Currently on a 138.8. Can he go any faster than that at the moment? We'll see now. And he does! 138.401.
Great lap there.
It was an excellent lap considering there was a lot of time to be made up there though, Dean. I think, there was a few errors there that he done from a personal point of view. He might think differently, but I think he could make a lot more time up there. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you. It was some sloppiness in there, but everyone each to their own. I'm sure he wants to improve, and I'm sure he can improve if he has time to go out again. Bazooka Joe here, as we can see, he's coming towards the castle section. Someone I think will be up there, definitely in the top 6 in my opinion. He's I've raced with him in the past. He's a decent driver and certainly one that could put a challenge in.
Hopefully Bazooka Joe will get from 14th. He, you know, like you said, he should deserve better than that. But I'm just going on to Vapor King. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this.
I'm on Vapor King.
Now, currently in 3rd.
The man, the eyes are all on him.
All eyes are on him now with the last 5 minutes. Surely, obviously, this is going to be the last attempt. I don't know if he's got enough time to get back out. What do you think, Dean?
I'm not sure. There's a long track now, to say the least. Getting around it, if he's running really low fuel, he could easily have no fuel by the end of this qualifying lap. We'll continue to follow him anyways, but this might just be the last lap. We'll have to wait and see. That's a aggressive corner there, as he's pelting it.
Sorry, dude, there's one thing I noticed about the pit crews of late. They're not very enthusiastic. They seem to, you know, it's like it's a holiday for them. Not too keen to get the car back in, get the tyres changed, get the car back out. It's like they've got enough time on their hands.
Real Neanderthal stuff from the pit crews. They're in their shorts. They're just, their hair soaking up the sun, not really caring.
Not really caring. But now as we follow Vapor King now through the chicane, surely, like I said, this is surely got to be his last chance. I can't see him having enough time to get back out. As he goes down the pit straight to 138.870, can he better that time at the moment now? As we approach the pit line, we're looking.
Oh,
he does it.
No, he doesn't. Second place for Vapor King.
It's better than this time, but better than this time.
He certainly improves, but he's 3 tenths off Jibbock.
He's improved.
3 tenths behind off Jibbock so far.
He's actually 0.037 behind the 2014 at the moment. I think he's got it sorted. He's in the pit, he's sitting there, he's not going out again, I don't think.
Oh, certainly he has to. He can't take that risk.
I'm not too sure. I think, let's have a look. Let's go to the garage now. The pit crew look like they're getting ready. They look like they're getting ready to bring them out.
Well, I know this McLaren here of Trixie certainly pelting it down the straight. No, he's not. He's pulled off. He's pulled out. He's coming into the pits. He should have enough time to get back round. But for Vapor King, he's coming through the castle section. I don't think he has enough time, to be honest.
He stayed out on them tyres, I think, a bit too long. He might have compromised himself for the race there, you know, running so long on the soft tyres. We'll have to see what type of strategy he plans on running now as he takes that corner without even going that.
Yes, he certainly stole that corner, to say the least.
I think he was making his own track up there, and I think he decided to, you know, rewrite the rules in a sense there when he was going down that corner. We have got a few drivers now on outlaps, you know, fresh tyres. We've got Rob 28. He's now come through the Classical section. He's on a 138.554. We've got Vapor Shea. He's also on a 139.089. He's on an outlap. Lord Alam 786. He's on an outlap at the 139.2221. And we've got Deadwood on an outlap with a 139.590 and Gorilla with a 139.674. So there's a few drivers out there on the track at the moment, Dean.
Certainly, we'll have an interesting final 2 minutes here in qualifying. Looking forward to seeing who can take pole off Jibbock, or will Jibbock stay on the top step for now.
Not like I said, not only that, he's out on track now. He's not sitting there. I didn't think he'd have enough time. I didn't think he'd go out. I didn't think he'd want to risk that chance or risk the tyres, but he's decided to go out again. He's decided that the 138.4 is maybe not that safe. Maybe Vapor King could have done something. If Vapor King can't do nothing, maybe one of the bottom drivers, maybe from 4 to 8, with the track rubbering up, and fresher tyres, may be able to just, you know, hit him a little bit, knock him down the order.
He's certainly flying around this outlap. He looks confident in that seat. He looks like he wants to win. Vapor King hot in his tail on his outlap. I don't know if I doubt Vapor King has the time. It's possible he might just make it, but as it stands, definitely not. Bazooka Joe with a retirement down in 12th. That's unfortunate for Bazooka Joe, who I just tipped to be in the top 6.
Well, I was thinking, Dean, I'm glad I never put no.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a betting man there, to be honest.
I'm glad that you never give me that tip. But now, as we follow Djibouti 2014, now as he starts his flying lap for the final go at pole position at Baku, can he stay in first position? Has he got it in him?
I think Rob's coming now. Down the straight. I don't know if Rob... Yeah, I think Rob is on a quick lap, his final lap. He's going to be the first driver to finish up here now in qualifying.
Oh! I'm sorry, Dean, but I think that's it from Djibouti 2014. He's gone round turn 1, the back end went on him. He nearly hit the wall on the left-hand side. He managed to control the car, no damage at all, but I think that's that lap ruined.
Well, it's certainly him out of pole position, because Rob 28 just took it with a 37.9 stonking lap there from the Welshman. Very good lap.
I think that was Djibouti's chance there. I think he knew that track was rubbering up. I think he knew that the cars were on fresher tyres. He knew that his time was going to be beat. He knew that he needed to get back out on track. He's gone back out on track. He's pushed the limits. He's gone round turn 1. He's just that it's that fraction, Dean, when the car you're in that sweet spot, the back end goes, you know you've lost it at that moment. There's not much you can do, and even just the slightest wheel spin costs you a couple of tenths.
Well, I can confirm now, Vapor King will not be going higher than 3rd, but there's drivers out there that could knock him down. We'll have to wait and see. Jivok now, I doubt he's going to improve. I think that's him done.
I'm quite interested to see where the actual finishes in the overall standings now. Obviously, like I said, with cars out the track, it looks like his lowest position could be 4th. He's gone into the pits.
He's
now.
in the pits, yeah.
For the time that he's
certainly. Here comes Marcel towards the line. Can he move up any further than 4th place? Yeah, Marcel flex up to 3rd. 5 milliseconds.
60 now, 60 coming down the straight.
Oh, he's going to the pits. He's heading to the pits.
152, and he's decided to bail out on that lap. He's gone in, and that is it, Jeff.
That's the Jeff. That's the last driver. That's the last driver now into the pits. That's your qualifying, folks. Exciting to say the least. I think we were let down there towards the end. I would have expected a few more fast laps, but anyways, folks, here's your rundown. In pole position with a 137.9, 4 tenths clear of the rest, is Rob 28, the Welshman. Great performance there from Rob in the Mercedes. 2nd and 3rd is going to be taken up by the Red Bull drivers of Djibouti and Marcel, followed by Vapor King, Vapor Shea, Lord Alum in 6th, Trixie, Deadwood Bear in 9th, Trilla Gorilla, 10th, Tomo, followed by Twitch Funky, Bazooka Joe, 13th, James, 14th is Red Dragon, and 15th, rounding up the back of the grid, is going to be T Jovi, who joined 2 other drivers in not setting a time. Looking forward to this now, Adam. I must say the formation lap will head round and 5 red lights.
Oh, me too, Jeff, me too.
It will be a very, very good race, to say the least. Right, we wait for the drivers to get ready now to jump onto the grids to begin our formation lap. Quite a long formation lap, to say the least, of this track, but a beautiful formation lap.
I'm just hoping for a clean lap. I'd like to see no incidents on turn 1. It is a tricky corner, especially with so many drivers going into it at the speed they're going into it. I think people need to know that the race isn't won on turn 1. It's a long race. You know, there's plenty of overtaking opportunities on this track.
Certainly the straights being the main factors, but them really sharp corners can lead to a good dive bomb or two if people are good on their brakes and they have the balls to do it, to say the least.
Well, I think there's a line you need to draw here, Dean. I think there's a line between balls and good brakes. I think you need to understand your limits. I think you need to know how far back you are of a car. Is this car going to turn in before you meet the point that you need to get to turn in? And I think drivers need to be aware of this. I think they need to take care and just be sure that they don't take each other out. Don't do those stupid moves which could cost them the race and overall at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we have everyone in the top 10 obviously on the soft tyres that they've qualified on. In 11th, the first of the hards for Twitch Funky, followed by Bazooka Joe on a fresh set of hards. James, the outlier of the second half of the grid, being on the soft tyres compared to the rest of his colleagues that are outside of the top 10. Rounded up with Red Dragon and T Jovi, who are also on the hard. So we have the majority of drivers being on softs, with 4 of them on the hards. How do you think that's going to pan out for us, Adam?
Well, I think, me personally, depends on obviously where you are on the track, but I think the softs are going to burn up very easily, depending on how hard you are on your brakes, how close the car behind you is. If you're in clean air, you're controlling the race. I think you've got a good chance on the softs, but I think the strategy tonight will be mediums and softs. That would be my gamble anyway.
Fair enough.
I'm looking on Vapor Shea to move up the ranks here. I think that he's got a good chance. I'm also looking at Deadwood. I think that he can move up a little bit, depending on how the race goes. But like you said, there's a lot of drivers on softs. You've got Twitch, he's on hards. Depending on how the race pans out, if there's a few incidents, if there's a safety car early on, then this could really work in Twitch's favour.
Certainly, the drivers are pulling up to their grid positions now. Rob leading them in. Slowed down nicely. He's trying to control the grid. He wants the best possible opportunity into the first corner. It's not too far of a run down to the first apex, but it sure will be an exciting one, as I think James is the furthest back here. He certainly is. He's rounding up the grid.
Well, you've got a 280 metre run down from P1 into turn 1, so you've got a basically Usain Bolt can do that.
There we have our predicted stops. It was a soft to hard or a soft medium soft, as James now finally arrives in his position. Ladies and gentlemen, it's nearly time.
Welcome.
The drivers are ready and we're ready. Revving their engines, 5 red lights. And it's away.
Go.
The Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now ignore the scoreboard for now. It's a bit messed up. There's someone around in the corner. It's one of the Williams drivers. Oh my!
There at the back there, we've got Vapor Shea.
Vapor Shea is out.
Right back at 14. He's out. Vapor Shea is out the race.
Wow, that's going to be a virtual safety car.
See, turn one.
Dangerous corner. I think we have a few. We certainly have a few drivers here with front wing damage. I think there has to be. That was very expected, to say the least. I definitely thought there'd be some damage. As soon as the things catch up here, we'll be able to tell who actually is in first. I think it's still Rob in first place.
Most definitely, Dean. Like I said, turn 1 is a bet, like 99.9% chance of an incident happening in turn 1. Drivers try to take the turn, try to get in front of cars earlier than they should, thinking that the race should be won on turn 1. Like I said, it's not all about one turn. There's 20 turns in this track, 8 left, 12 right.
Well, we're back racing after the VSC now. Rob is in first place, Marcel in second, Jibuk in third, Vapor King fourth, the man that I think will definitely try to take advantage here. I'm not sure who has damage, but I'm sure we'll find out by the end of this lap when drivers come to make their stops. Rob now under threat from Marcel, it looks, but Marcel with Jibuk just behind. Will there be a move into the first corner? We follow with Jibuk here to get a good view. Marcel's eyeing it up.
We've got Deadwood here now, no wing as he goes into the chicane. And we've got another retirement there. What is that? Chijui?
T Jovi, that's both the Force Indias out in the first lap. Wow. Virtual safety car again. We've got drivers in the pits, drivers in the pits.
Not going to be happy now. Deadwood could make a little bit of time. This could benefit him actually at the moment. He's obviously going to go in. Also, Red Dragon is in with him. Flex is in with him, sorry.
Vapor King is in as well. He needs a new wing and a new set of tyres. The man that I'm tipping to have a good race here. It's a stop and go for Funky Ren and a wing for Dead Bear. Oh, look at that. That's unfortunate there for Alamia to deal with a double stop there with Red Dragon, I think. A lot of drivers changing up their strategies here. Bazooka Joe's managed to wiggle himself all the way up by keeping himself safe.
We've got a drive-through penalty here for Red Dragon. Sorry, a pit stop penalty. He seems to be holding it for a little bit of time. Twitch, the penalty.
Yeah, these scoreboards here I don't think are catching up with themselves yet. They're still a bit messed up. But as far as I can tell, Rob is still leading this race with Marcel and Jibuk just behind.
We've got... I don't know if this is just right, but it just looks like Twitch is out. Twitch is out.
You think Twitch is out?
He's left the session, he's not in the session anymore.
Oh, he could have lagged out. He could have rage quit. Who knows?
That promotes Rob 28 up into first.
I think Rob was in first anyways. It was just the scoreboard's a bit messed up.
Right.
Rob now into the first corner.
Now. Flex isn't too far behind. Aldini could make a move here.
No, it's a bit too far in my opinion. But definitely could eye it up now in the second straight. I think DRS should be enabled. Don't quote me on that though.
I'm not too sure. I think
it is indeed. It is. No, DRS is enabled. Rob's a sitting duck, but it looks like Jibuk's a bit too far. Yeah, he couldn't try this here. That'd be suicidal to say the least.
Yeah, missed that wing so late. We've also got Jibuk. That's he's not too far behind either. Both Red Bulls now attacking this Mercedes as we go onto lap 3, really into lap 4. Both Red Bulls look really strong in this team. I don't know about you, but
yeah,
they look at the control in this race. To be honest with you, they're not attacking. They don't need to. They're just in the right place. They just need to wait. Once they've got that steps in, I think that as long as they can stay close in this last sector here now.
I'm
not too sure. I'm not too sure. I think maybe I don't know what team orders stand in the Red Bull camp, but it looks like Jibuk is at 2014 could have a little go down now into turn 1. It looks close enough.
Well, both drivers are very close in the standings, sitting at 7th and 8th. They could do more points for the constructors and for themselves, but I think if I was to guess, they're just going to scrap at it and there won't be any team orders. I think the man who really wants to capitalise on this is Vapor King, but right now it's not looking the best. Marcel though is DRSing his way right up behind Rob. It's not enough at all. Now I'm not sure if they're draining their batteries, if these drivers are saving them. Whoever is controlling their fuel, their battery, their tyres certainly will be the driver that will capitalise the best in this race.
Just riding on board now with Flex. He doesn't seem to have a lot of battery left. He seems to be running low. He's running in I think it looks like he's running in medium there at the moment. He's not in a good situation here now to challenge for first place. I don't think he needs to conserve a lot of energy. It's nowhere near what he needs to overtake on down the pit straight going into turn 1, as it takes a lot of curve there before he enters the castle. Certainly
if you compare that with the Darth Vader here, Rob with his blacked out car and blackout helmet, Rob appears to have a lot of ERS, and he appears to be trying to bridge a gap between him and the Red Bulls to keep out of DRS range and to keep himself ahead. If he can manage that, this by no means will be an easy race for him, but he definitely is in with a good shout of winning. He's the man that I'd put my money on winning.
At the moment, what obviously, I'm going now from my previous predictions, but looking at the Red Bulls, they look really strong, they look really confident. As long as they don't make no mistakes. You know, we've got Jimmy 2014, he's got a lot of battery there, he's got a lot of energy in reserves. He's just a little bit behind Flex at the moment. Flex now running close to Rob 28, just under a second now. Only takes a couple of mistakes from Rob 28 now.
Not to interrupt you, Adam, but behind there, I'm not sure who it was that got damaged, but it's James is around and James is in the wall. On the second straight, he's lost his wing. I think I saw what happened there. I was watching back, but
it was almost Bottas-esque, wasn't it? It was almost like Bottas, you know.
That has called out a full safety car, however, which is going to pack or bunch up the pack and allow James to fix himself without falling too far behind. To be honest, I'm not sure what happened, but I seen debris in the first turn, and then a major crash in the second straight.
Well, I'm actually quite interested now just to see what will happen after the safety car goes in, with everyone on different tyres. Like I said, you've got the bottom drivers there, Twitch and stuff like that. They're on hard tyres, medium tyres, sorry. If Deadwood on medium tyres, will they pit again? Will they take this chance and stay out? Maybe benefit from this safety car, you know, gain a few places.
I think the top 6 have to pit here. James is out. James has been there. Unlucky to James.
That was dangerously close there from Bazooka Joe. Nearly lost his tyres there when he went round the corner there. James was just sitting in the middle of the track.
In my opinion, this can only benefit the drivers behind. They are on quite new tyres in their mediums and hards, and they should be able to gain positions here as Rob and Marcel and Jibba come in.
Well, you've got Bazooka Joe. He's on hards. He's been on hards since the start of the race. We're only on lap 6. Don't forget. There's a lot of rubber to be laid down on track. There's a lot of grip to be found somewhere. Is he going to go in? I don't think he is. He's going to stay out. This should surely put him into P1.
Oh my. Look what's happened in the pit lane, Adam. Trixie has found himself in front of Jibuk because the Red Bull team took their time with a stop. Jibuk will not be happy about that at all.
See, I told you, I said the pit crews, they're on a holiday. They're sitting in Azerbaijan. They think it's a day off. They haven't got a clue what they're doing. You know, someone needs to get a fucking stick up their ass and
to talk about a spanner in the works here from Flex Marcel, Bazooka Joe has found himself on old hards in front of Flex Marcel, but behind Rob. That can only benefit Rob in the long run here, because Marcel is going to be stuck.
He's only been on them tyres for 6 laps, you know, Dean. He hasn't been on the tyres for a long time.
They're still not fresh. Doesn't matter.
I think that maybe I don't know, but I'm thinking them tyres, they've got a lot of life in them. They've got a lot of life in them. There's a lot of cars coming behind. There's a lot of rubber to be laid down on the track, and not to forget, there is a possibility of another safety car. If another safety car comes out, this could play into Bazooka Joe's hands.
Well, Bazooka Joe is up 10 positions. He hasn't pitted so far this race. The only driver to not have done that, which is good. I think the only way this can go bad for him is if he loses his wing. If he can keep fighting and pit whenever the other drivers are pitting, he will finish up there in the top 5. I'm thinking top 6, to say the least.
I'm sure the AlphaTauri team will be playing now for another safety car. Maybe not so soon, but maybe about 6 laps in. I'm thinking they'll be playing for another safety car, go on to the mediums, and surely win the race from there.
To the 6 people that are watching, leave any comments you want, any race predictions, anything you want us to discuss. Feel free to. This is a long race. We still have 20 laps to go, so comment away. Cups of tea, that's what needs to be discussed.
Cups of tea?
You don't like tea, Adam, I hear.
I don't know. I don't, Jeff. I don't like cups of tea.
It's Dean. And tea is top stuff. Isn't that right?
Well, I don't know. I think we should ask some of the drivers on the grid. I think we should get some of their input and see what they like. If they like tea, coffee, or they just plainly like to drink Red Bull because they think that it'll make them go faster.
Red Bull or Monster as well. That's another quite hefty discussion. Red Bull being more expensive, but definitely smaller.
Also, I've heard about mice being found in cans of Monster, so I think I'd like to.
Where'd you hear this?
From Lewis Hamilton.
The Liverpool Echo. Is that where you heard it?
Yeah, it was a section in the Liverpool Echo. It was dedicated to the Irish community, so it was a news clipping from an Irish potato.
This is just there's no need for this. Mr. B Boy Worm has said 8 cups of tea a day here. That's top stuff. The question is with or without sugar.
What, 18 cups of tea?
No, 8 cups of tea a day.
Oh, 8 cups of tea. Oh,
I'm probably around 6, but sugar or no sugar, I'm no sugar. Joseph has said he loves a good brew. He's definitely English because we wouldn't say that here in Ireland.
Well, yeah, he's definitely English. He could be Scottish. You see, the term brew, obviously Scousers say brew, Manx say brew.
Yeah, Manx say,
goes right through to Yorkshire. I don't think it goes so far down as the Cockneys, you know, because they're all inbred. But
let's get off that topic now. The safety car is getting ready to come in.
I think before the safety car comes in, I think everyone should put the cups of tea down and give themselves a little stern word to what they're drinking. Pick up a can of lager and get to it.
There you go, there's a lad's opinion. We're now getting ready to begin the race. Rob is holding up the grid. He's making sure his tyres are good and trying to ruin everyone. Not ruin, he's trying to benefit himself. Getting ready to go. He's getting ready to go now. There he is.
He's gone.
He's certainly got a bit of a jump on Bazooka Joe, it looks to me. Yeah, he's definitely got a jump on the rest of the grid.
Faster tyres. He's got fresher tyres, Jeff.
Lovely stuff there. Marcel nearly had a go on Bazooka Joe. There's a car round. It's Trixie. Trixie's gone. Trixie's out.
Oh, could this bring another safety car out? Oh, Tomo's in the pits.
Tomo is, he had a stop
Tomo's
go.
Tomo's in the pits, he's had a man, he's putting the medians on. Well, this might help him at all. Trixie is out.
I'm surprised we never had any form of safety car. There was a bad crash. Let me see here. Mr. B Boy Worm said no sugar. Sugar is horrendous. If you might as well have coffee. Fair enough. Joseph said the Scouts are inbred.
That's not nice, is it, Joseph?
Well, you said the Cockneys are inbred, and he's probably a Cockney. Oh, and we've got sidetracked. We got sidetracked. Marcel just overtook Bazooka Joe, into second place now. But Rob has extended a gap now on Marcel already, which only benefits him.
Just going back to the Peggy Mitchell fan. I apologise there, mate. So, enjoy the race, you know, enjoy your tea, your sugar, your biscuits. Oh, we've got a little bit of a traffic jam here. We've actually got 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, and we've got
contact.
Gorilla and is it more making contact?
Gorilla.
Red Dragon now, he's coming through the chicane.
Oh, Vapor King is having a bad day.
Red Dragon now. Red Dragon in the slipstream team, he's got 2 cars, Bazooka Joe and Red Dragon, both teammates.
Oh, he nearly was going for the wall there. He has to pull out 3 wide. 3 wide.
He's got it, 3 wide. He's got it on Bazooka Joe.
Ooh, Trilla Gorilla is wide still. Oh my, wow. This is intense.
What a move. Red Dragon there, held it up. Two Tories in 1 goal.
Trilla Gorilla has lost all his front wing, however, that must be said. Bazooka Joe has fell from 2nd to 8th in about a lap. It's not what we like to see. Marcel has closed up on Rob a little bit.
I think he wants a cup of tea. He needs to go in the pits.
Well, may as well take this time, folks, to announce that this broadcast is brought to you by Manchester United, the home of the best football. It's just a fact. We do love some Manchester United.
We just had a little bit of a move there from Lord, and he nearly put it into the wall.
Very, very, very scary driving going on by some of the drivers back there. They need to calm it down, take it down a level, take it down a notch. They're going to get themselves out of this race if they're not careful.
We've got Rob 28 now. He's controlling this race now. He's 1.718 seconds in front. Flex Marcel, no, we're not doing too bad on the mediums and the Red Bull.
He certainly must be annoyed with what happened, that he had to lose time on Rob, but he slowly looks like he's clawing it back with the fastest lap there of the Grand Prix so far. Mr. B-Boy Worm says up the Sheffield, so he's obviously from Sheffield.
Yes, Sheffield! Yes, lad!
No, we don't like Sheffield.
Up the worm.
Up the worm. No, we don't like Sheffield. Not at all. No one likes them. We don't like Liverpool, and we certainly don't like Sheffield. We don't like Leeds, we don't like London.
That comment, we say in Liverpool, we're certainly loving that comment.
No, we don't like the blue side of Manchester because we only love the red side. Glory, glory, Man United. Let me go back here. There's a bit of argy-bargy, bit of bumpy-humpy here by some of the drivers towards the back. It's 7th down to 9th. Yeah, that's right. Bazooka Joe in the middle there of Deadwood Bear and Twitch Funky, all battling away. Vapor King keeping it ahead of Lord Al, and who is that? That's Deadwood Bear, who's a little bit behind. No, I got that wrong. Flex Marcel appears to have lost a little bit of time on Rob. I don't know if he's caught up some damage somewhere or anything. Let me see. Moriote27 said up the Stoke. Maybe Stoke should try and get themselves up out of the Championship and into the Premier League, and then you can start talking, mate. Joseph says hi ho Aston Villa. They'll be saying bye bye whenever they play United because they'll lose probably 5-0. No one likes Aston Villa. Let me see. Talk about the Evertonians. We don't like them. Talk about the Liverpudlians.
We won't talk
don't
about
like
the
them.
Evertonians because they're a second-class citizen. So.
Coming from a Liverpool fan, so obviously a bit of bias there.
Second-class citizen. We're going back now to the race. We've got Lex Marcel. He's not doing too well now behind Rob 28. He's losing a lot of time now, 2.669 seconds.
Certainly not. I think most of the action is towards the mid-pack here, the lower end of the grid. It's kind of starting to stretch out between the top three. Maybe an incident can drag one of these other drivers into a podium position, but as it stands, I think we're just coming up to a bit of a stalemate.
I think we're needing an incident, and I think we're needing a safety car. I think we're needing something to bunch these drivers up.
We can Mario Kart it and try and throw a banana on the track.
Well, we could do. You'd have to drive over one of them little flashing squares, wouldn't you? You'd have to have them on the track.
Mystery box thing.
Yes, that's it. Well, as we go there, Bazooka Joe not doing too well. He's still out on them hard.
Twitch Funky's going around the outside of Bazooka Joe. No, is there contact?
Twitch is ghost. Twitch isn't even.
I think yeah, that's
disqualified from the race. To be honest,
it looks like an AI. You're right. Yeah, certainly.
Legal overtake. Well, Bazooka Joe doing well. Going into the 12th lap now on hards.
You've got the very good helicopter footage here. I'm quite a fan. But let me just see who's the fastest lap of the race so far. That would be Rob with a 1:42.3. That's 5 times quicker than Flex Marcel, and a drastic amount quicker.
I think as long as he doesn't have any incidents, He's now nearly 3 seconds in front. As long as he doesn't have any incidents, he keeps them tyres nice and warm. Doesn't do no heavy braking, no silly stuff in the corners. I think he's got it. I don't think he needs the pit again, to be honest with you. He's happily comfortable where he is.
We have no penalties to report on at all. No one's cutting corners, doing things they shouldn't be doing.
We've obviously had the mediocre drivers retire in the first couple of laps, haven't we?
Drivers who just can't keep themselves on the track.
Well, to me, Jeff, some of it looked like it was just drivers that had a little bit of damage and give
hold on. Sorry, Adam. If you look on board, it appears we have rain.
No, we do have a little bit of.
That's one of them Mario special boxes. That's what that is.
We do have rain. We have rain.
This
is going to make this very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting.
It's just a question of how heavy the rain is going to get.
Everyone who hates Man United, this is going to make this very interesting.
Everyone hates us because all we do is win.
Well, it looks like Rob 28 is going to be the hated driver of Azerbaijan, because it looks like at the moment he is on for a race win. Depending on how fast this rain comes down, how wet the track turns out. It could get wet really quickly, you know, Dean, I think.
Yeah.
Have we got a weather report? Have we got anyone?
I haven't received any weather reports.
Can we go to Ted in the pits? Ted in the pits? We seem to be having a little bit of technical difficulty with Ted. We can't get through to him.
If we just look out the window, we can see the rain.
Well, I'm thinking Ted's been sacked by Sky again.
Well, Morio27 has said, "How are your rats?" I think he's referring to you, Adam, seeing as you live in Liverpool.
How are you what?
How are your rats?
They're okay. They've all moved to your house because it smells better. What they decided is there's loads of scruffy stuff in your house, and they decided to move there and live there.
Speaking of scruffy stuff, Rob just picked up himself a 3-second time penalty, the first one of this race.
Oh, this could make things very interesting now for Flex Marcel.
It's slick.
Said, he's only
it's
3
slippy.
seconds behind. It's less than a tenth now. Less than a tenth separates first and second.
It's slick and slippy, changing, Adam. This could go anyway.
It's slippy like that. That's
no.
Who just commented. Slippy like his man.
Sorry about that. Morio 27. We've got no one coming into the pits yet.
You know, the rats are doing fine. They're okay. They've all got jobs.
And they've been flushed away.
Yes.
Who is going to be the first to make the call to change to intermediate tyres?
I don't
That's
know,
the
but
question.
It's looking really greasy. I'm riding on board now with Rob 28 as he goes round into turn 1. A little bit of understeer there as he went into the first turn.
There's been contact. The 2 Williams drivers into the first corner. Lord Alam has overtook Red Dragon. He pushed him wide, but he got through. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. I think it was it was fair at the end of the day.
He's coming back at him. He's coming back at him, Dean.
DRS and all. Oh, he's
DRS
got him.
Isn't
certainly.
Deactivated, so the track is obviously the stewards don't think that it's wet enough now to disable DRS. Obviously once we got Red Dragon now, he's a bit sloppy going into that corner there.
The stewards must have seen what your ma's like, Adam, and they're thinking this isn't wet because she's always wet. That is to say the least.
Okay, Jeff.
Marcel has lost time.
Now,
he's lost even more time.
I've just heard from the stewards there that when they rung Dean's Mars knickers out, the track was nowhere near as wet as they were.
Virtual safety car. because Vapor King because Vapor King has lost his front wing in the castle section. Will the drivers take this opportunity to go onto their tyres? I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen DRS being disabled, but I think it might have. This looks extremely wet now.
I think to between me and you, Dean, I think if I was racing this race now, I think I'd decide to go on to intermediates.
As Rob and Marcel they're in for their inters.
Track's only going to get wetter. The conditions are only going to get worse. The overtakings are only going to get stupider.
Oh, this is bad for Jibbock again. He has to deal with the double stop. That is not good. Not good at all. Unlucky for him there. Vapor King coming in for a new front wing. Can Red Dragon and Lord Alam overtake them?
With Flex's, with Rob's penalty though, it's playing into Flex's hands at the moment. He's 2.5 seconds behind them.
Certainly is.
Rob's got a penalty.
Right, well, we are on lap 15 of 26. There's 11 to go. Anyone could win this. All it takes is for someone to lock up their tyres and hit the wall.
Especially with the conditions that no.
Sure is with these conditions. They're not ideal at all. There's a big gap now between first and second, third, fourth and fifth. I'm sure Vapor King is quite angry with himself after losing his front wing, but he just needs to keep his head down.
I'm interested to see where the spectators, the people who are watching the race at the moment now, I'm interested to see where they're going to finish, where they think the drivers are going to finish, sorry. Who is their driver of the day, and who do they think will get on pole position?
Well, there you go, guys. By the end of the race, give us who you think your driver of the day is, and let us know now who you think is going to win, as it sits with Robin first and Marcel in second. We'll send them in and we'll see what you say.
We'll share what you see and we'll see if you say it.
Well, let me see, the time gap is improving here as Vapor King passes Red Dragon down the straight to get himself back up into fourth place. Can he chase Jibbock and get up into third? That's what we have to wait and see. The rain really is falling now, to say the least. Definitely. Long way to go. 10 more laps.
It's actually going to get worse. Times are only going to get slower as the rain comes down now in Azerbaijan. Interesting to see which driver has got it in, which one will not make any mistakes, who's going to go around the track cleanly enough. Like I said, it only takes one mistake, a little bit of front wing, a little bit of an error, catch that wall, it's all over.
And Marcel has lost even more time to Rob. It's playing into Rob's hand here, a treat with the rain. I think at this point he definitely would be the man to put money on, but if you're looking for a gamble and a chance and a risk, put it on Marcel. We've got coming up to 9 laps to go now in this race.
No spectacular crashes though, we haven't seen no major incidents, no drivers taking each other out and each of them to war. I think they've already took themselves out.
Certainly. There's no real battles, no close drivers. Everyone appears to be a few seconds apart. It's kind of spreading a bit here. It's not the most exciting racing, but nothing we can really do about that. Rob is nearly a sector ahead of fourth place as we stand. He's a good 25 seconds ahead of Vapor King, 21 ahead of Jibbock, and 4 ahead of Marcel.
I think it's already Rob's race. I think Rob's going to do this, to be honest with you.
Certainly.
He composes himself.
I can't remember who said Jibuk was going to win, but they lost money. Rob, as it stands, let me see where Rob is here in the standings. He is currently in 5th place on 63 points. This 26-point win, if he continues, will put him all the way up to P4 as it stands, I think. Sorry, P3 as it stands, if my math is correct, but don't trust the Irish Education Board.
Well, he's got a comfortable lead now. He's 1.1 seconds up to get. He's got a 3-second penalty. So Flex has still got a chance there. The race isn't over yet. There's still 9 laps to go. We've also got Jibik for 2014. He's 15 seconds behind the leader, only 11 seconds behind the teammate. An incident with one of them two could play right into the hands.
Certainly could, but as we've been going so far, there's not really been incidents from these upper tier drivers at the top of the grid. Anything can happen at the end of the day. You never know in Formula 1, and especially here in Rising Phoenix Racing League, brought to you by Manchester United once again.
Well, just going back now from the Champions of Europe, we're looking now at Deadwood Bear and Red Dragon.
Well, who's that? Bayern Munich? Both
now. Oh, as Deadwood makes a move on Red Dragon on the pit straight. Easily does it with the slipstream. More battery, more power. A little bit of a lock up as you go into turn 1, but he managed. Deadwood now though, not out of this as we go into turn 2. That's a run up to turn 3. Is a long little run up here now.
Red Dragon can certainly get back at him here.
He could do. He's as long as he stays here, Dean. I think, you know, going into the pit stage again for lap 19, I think he's got a good chance. I think he could retake that position for 5th. Surely it's actually the closest battle that we've got at the moment on the track. Like I said, we've got Flex Marcel, who's 4.4 seconds behind Rob 28, Rob with a 18-second penalty.
We've got Vapor King about 4 seconds behind Jibuk. Vapor King can get ahead of Jibuk. That'll take him into 3rd in a podium spot, which will also take him to the top of the championship if I stand corrected.
I'm just curious now to see if Red Dragon has got the speed. Oh, he has to lift off going through that corner. Goes heavy on the brakes now, but looks like he's a little deep in himself.
Yeah, I think their drivers are struggling here. The weather appears to have gotten even worse. Tomo has made the decision to put onto full wet tyres. Don't know if any drivers are going to follow up that. But Red Dragon picked up a penalty there. I'm not sure where he did, but it's a 3-second one. And
I think it was going into the section just before the chicane. I think he picked that up. It's dropped a little bit back now into Deadpool.
And we have to see here we're gonna have to see if Tomo has made the right decision going onto the wet tires. It looks to be worsening, but I'm not sure if it's bad enough to the point where wet tires are going to be needed. They might just be a waste by the Ferrari car there.
We've got Red Dragon there making a little bit of an header going into turn 2, and he runs into the wall a little bit deep. As we've got Flex now, he's just under the second, basically in terms of penalties.
Yeah, he's definitely keeping it in there, Flex Marcel. Now there is a chance, but we will have to see. We have that's Tomo now with the yellow flag ahead of the main drivers.
Flex and see, you can actually at some points. And there's a bit of wind damage. I don't know who that's from.
That's from the Ferrari of Tomo on his wet tires, but that has slowed down Rob, who must have took abrasive action, because Marcel is catching him. I don't know if he can continue that trend of catching him. If he does, this might just turn interesting.
Now, basically half a second, 5/10 with the penalty.
We have a yellow flag in the castle section. It's Lord Allam. He's hit the wall. He's lost his wing. Not good at all.
Tomo's retired. I've always gone.
Oh, is there going to be a safety car? We will have to wait and see. I doubt it. I doubt we have time for them. I don't think we would use one. But Lord Allen has lost.
To all drivers. I think the only drivers that will benefit from a safety car now will be the ones at the back. Give them a chance to one last ditch the attempt of getting some further points in this race.
Certainly, we're 65 minutes now into the race with 6 laps to go here in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The closest battle appears to us to be between Marcel and Rob, but that gap is now 1.2 seconds if you equate for penalties. Rob's starting to flex his muscles again, show why he should be winning this race.
He's let it come to a base. I think the penalty that he got, I think, might have been a bit unjust, but that's down to the stewards. As Flex Marcel nearly runs into the castle, he goes through that section there.
Driver needs to be careful at this late stage of the Grand Prix. If he was to damage himself, it would be instrumental to his teammate Jibuk and Vapor King taking his positions. No real battles going on as we're watching here. Everyone's very spread out. All we can hope for, Adam, and all I really want to hope for, is that someone drastic crashes.
Well, I wouldn't like to see any driver get injured, Dean. I don't think that's something that anyone should.
Well, I quite enjoy the MMA, so I wouldn't mind.
You know. But as we Flex Marcel seemed to he reined in Rob 28 there a little bit. He was just under a second as we went through the chicane, but going down the pit straight, it was, I think Rob turned the engine up and managed to pull away from Flex Marcel. He's now 1.2 seconds in front of him if he's taking the penalties away from him. But I'd like to see what Rob has got in the bank, because I know, looking at Flex Marcel, he's not got much battery there now, where Rob looks quite comfortable in the batteries. I think he's got a lot of power there in reserve. So I think he's saving that for the States there, Dean.
I suppose he could be, and to a certain extent, like, I don't really see anything else changing in this Grand Prix. Maybe Vapor King catches Jibuk, or maybe Red Dragon catches Deadwood Bear, but I don't really see anything drastic changing, as we have about 5 laps to go.
Not at the moment. The only thing I think at the moment now, the closest battle we've got now is between first and second, as we got Flex Marcel now putting the power down as he goes into the final sector. He's holding that well there. Looks like there's a little bit of mistake there though from Rob 28. We can see it. Is that Rob 28 or is that a lap car? No,
that's Rob 28, but like, I think that's been the story of this Grand Prix. Rob has allowed Marcel to gain a little bit of time on him, but once it gets to about half a second, Rob kind of puts his foot down and uses his energy and just pulls away. It's like he's playing a game of attrition here.
He's doing it now. As Marcel went through the corner there, Marcel was 0.8 seconds behind him, coming into turn 1 now. Rob's made that 1.2 seconds. So obviously the game is going to be on that pit state. I think Rob's got too much battery in the bank with 4 laps to go. I think Flex Marcel is looking for a little bit of a miracle here at the moment, Dean. I think he needs a bit of damage from the Mercedes driver in front.
Yeah, I'm just still a bit shocked that Karun Chandok down in the Skypad never told us that it was going to rain, to be honest. We never got anything in the earpieces, but
well, being from India, I don't think they know too much about weather. I think it's always hot. You know, I think it's very dusty. I don't think that you know, they haven't got no Michael Fish. There's not you know, there's no Sky News. There's only Punjab News. There's only that. So you know, they don't know when it's going to
Fair enough. Nothing really going on here now, folks. We have about 3 laps left. There's not long to go.
Just interrupting you there. See, as we go into this sector now, if you notice, Bex Marcel, he seems to catch Rob. He seems to get back. He gets it under the second gear. You know, he goes around his corner and drop it down. See, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4. He has to lift off because he pushes it. Now watch Rob. Rob should just literally pull away now.
I think what I'm kind of picking up is that Marcel is using ERS coming into the straight, and Rob is using it on the straight, the actual DRS section, which is causing him to maintain his lead.
He's at the moment though, he's 0.6 or something must have happened, 0.5. You know, this could actually turn out to be a close battle as long as Marcel holds that battery. If he can maintain that speed, maintain that 0.5 gap, you know, and keep a bit of battery, he could get there. But at the time he's lost 5/10 there now, going into the first sector. Going into the end of the first sector. He just needs to keep that gap in, I think.
Yeah, certainly it does appear that you don't know what could happen. Rob could get another penalty and that would change this whole thing. Maybe Marcel catches him on pace and gets into that time penalty area, but it doesn't appear to me that that's going to happen. It could. It's not out of the question.
That Mercedes is looking awfully close now as we go through these corners into 0.3, 0.2.
It is dropping now. It is.
He's dropping. He's literally. That's it now. We're going into these few final corners, into the last few laps. As long as Marcel can keep that under. Oh, he's done it. He's under the 3 seconds, Dean. He's under the 3 seconds.
Lord Allam just retired, but yes, Marcel is underneath that time period. What is going on here for Rob?
Where's the speed come from? What's happened?
I don't know. I think Rob could possibly be having some tyre heating issues. I'm not sure.
I think Rob is, because he's got a lot of battery, Dean. He's got a hell of a lot of battery. This could turn to play out into Marcel's hands very nicely, Dean. Very nicely indeed.
I don't know if the drivers are listening to us as they race. Probably not, because that would put me off. But this could be interesting.
It put me off if I had to listen to you as well, Dean. It would. But
cheeky.
0.7 now. 0.7 now for Marcel.
The margins are very thin.
He's coming to, if he can hold this gap now, if he can stay here for the last 2 laps, that's first place for him. It's a Red Bull.
Red Bull in first place. We haven't seen that in a while.
Rob looks like he's really struggling now. Just riding on board with Marcel, watching the car of the Mercedes.
Oh my God!
Oh dear! Oh my dear! Oh, it's a 1-2! It's going to be a 1-2 for the Red Bulls!
Rob is out of the Grand Prix.
Oh, he's held it for so long. He was struggling.
Oh my God! He was struggling
on them tyres, Dean.
In the castle section.
Oh, I wish I was riding on board with Rob 28.
I got it all on stream. I can't believe what I just seen. Wow.
It's a 1-2 for the Red Bulls. It's a 1-2.
And that promotes Vapor King up into third and to the top of the standings as we go along here. He is going to be taking the top spot in the Rising Phoenix F1 standings.
Well, we wanted some excitement, Dean. We wanted it. We asked for it. We got it.
I asked for the retirement and I was gifted it.
It's unfortunate. Both Mercedes out the race. Both Mercedes out of Azerbaijan.
That's so unlucky.
113.
That is so unlucky, but Flex Marcel must be sitting there with a little happy dance going down in his pants.
It's only going to go worse. It's only going to worse for Rob. He's now in 7th. He's surely going to drop to 9th. You know. But Flex Marcel must be sitting there flexing his muscles, pumping the iron. He's loving it. He was like, I was 3 seconds behind. I was 4 seconds behind. He got the penalty. I persevered. I had the better tyres. Brought it back under 3 seconds. Put the pressure on the Mercedes, and he only went and binned it into the wall in the castle section. We couldn't have asked for a better ending. We couldn't.
I mean, the only way we could have asked for a better ending was to be us crossing the line in first and second. Obviously, yes, me in first.
I remember when I used to race in 1946. I remember the cars were a lot different back then.
Say that again.
I remember when I used to race in 1946. The cars were a lot different back then. They had skinnier wheels, smaller engines, no seat belts. It was dangerous. Glad I retired when it did. It could have been dead.
1946. That sounds about right. The old fort.
As we ride on board now with Flex Marcel, as he must be overjoyed with himself. He knows now, as long as he keeps a clean lap, he's got 1 lap to go. He's a comfortable 13.1 seconds in front of his teammate. Surely nothing can go wrong for him now, as long as he doesn't lose it. He needs to wipe that visor, wipe that ass, knows he's won.
Well, Joseph, who's been here in the stream since the beginning, has said he has bottled it. Couldn't have put it better, Joseph. He certainly has bottled it. A terrible, terrible Joseph, way to leave.
He bottled it better than the milkman.
Simple as that. Better than the milkman.
That was it. He couldn't
I can't believe
that
it.
Away better than he was putting rubbish in a bin. It was awful.
Not long now for Flex Marcel and his teammate Jabuk to take a Red Bull 1-2 in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
It's gonna be a noisy night in the Red Bull garage. I'm telling you now. I've heard that they play a lot of music when the team wins. You know, before the race, during qualifying, after the race, they like to get the team involved. They like to get the pit crew involved. They like to, especially when the team wins, they want them all to celebrate. They want them all to feel part of the race win. And I think that's fitting to the team at the moment. And I think, like I said, Flex Marcel has raced an excellent race. His teammate has by far raced an excellent race. He's been a good number 2 driver for this race. He's put a good stint in, and the Mercedes driver just bottled it.
Certainly did. Flex Marcel now with about a sector and a half to go. I am sure he is loving it as he sits in that cockpit. Not much longer to go.
Here we go now. The last couple of, he's only got what, 4 corners to go as we enter now into the chicane. Going into the chicane right now. Flex Marcel, don't lose it now, mate. Stay on that side line. Lift off, nice and easy, going through.
Ooh, down the straight.
He was gonna lose it there now as
towards
he runs
the line.
Onto the line. Past the Rolex sign.
Your winner.
As he weaves in and out. He weaves for better of it there.
Your winner of the round 8 Azerbaijani Grand Prix, Flex Marcel. Well done.
Well done, mate. Well done. As we follow now, Jabuk 2014.
Jabuk in second place. Well done, son.
Vapor,
well done.
As he comes down now for 3rd place, strong 3rd for Vapor King.
Good job by Vapor King. Top of the standings. Great job
Red
by
Dragon
him.
In the Williams, George Russell would be proud of that drive. Done well for the Williams team today, Red Dragon. Could have done better. A little bit of a penalty there. Could have knocked him back even further, but he's 11 seconds in front of Twitch, who now comes down to the straight as well. Followed by Bazooka Joe. Bazooka Joe, bit of a distance behind though. I think that was Dean's favourite. Bazooka Joe was Dean's favourite.
Yeah, I had my money on Vapor King and Bazooka Joe to have a good race. Vapor King had a great race, and Bazooka Joe not so good, not as good, but well, what can you do? No.
Just don't take bets from Dean. Don't take tips from Dean.
Now, before we finish up here, Adam, driver of the day.
Definitely, it's got to be Flex. It's got to be Flex. I know he won the race, but it was the way he won the race. He knew that he had the penalty. He had the drive in front of the penalty. He knew he had a tough race to go. he had Rob 28 was in front a good few seconds. He just needed to keep that race, he needed to keep that speed, keep that consistency. I think he's done well. I think both Red Bull drivers deserve it, I think. But Flex is my driver of the day.
Well, that's not a bad driver of the day to give out. Mine personally will be Red Dragon, as the game also said. He went up 9 positions in that race from basically the back of the grid. He had a decent race for himself, some overtakes in there. I think I'd have to give it to him. Possibly, maybe Marcel. I'll just run us through the final standings, guys. So first place, Flex Marcel. Followed in second on the podium is Jabuk 2014. Third, an Irishman, doing me proud, Vapor King, get in there, son. Fourth place, Deadwood Bear. Fifth, Red Dragon. Sixth is Twitch Funky. Seventh is Bazooka Joe. Eighth, Trilla Gorilla. Ninth, the unfortunate Rob in his Mercedes. In 10th we have Lord of Lamb. 11th, Tomo Jr. 12th, Trixie. 13th, another Irishman in TRT James. 14th, T Jovi. And in last place, rounding up the grid, the first driver to retire, another Irishman, Vapor Shay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Tune in again next week to watch round 9. I'm not quite sure what Grand Prix track that is, but we will be here same time next week for round 9. Thank you.